And once again, it is another weekend wrap up, and we are back. Jaguar Wright Effect, Jaguar Wright Show, Jaguar Wright Effect over on Kick. What is going on, everyone? Welcome in. I wanted to acknowledge two new members. I want to start off right there. Jay Grizzly, welcome, welcome. Humbly Grown, welcome. Welcome to our family. That's what we are over here. It's been an interesting week. It's been a really, really, really interesting week
Mhm.
on the medias, just all of the medias, all of it. It's been a hella interesting. So let's get some music because I want to
I
be
got
able to vibe. Oh, you got it?
I got it. I had to adjust. We gotta adjust. I'm gonna just adjust the tracks real quick, but go ahead.
Let's say salute to those in the building. We have Jackie Nick is here. Kenzen is in the building. What's going on? Sherry Horton, Miss Keisha, welcome. We got Avery. What's going on in the building? Kay Blazer, how you doing? Maria B, what it do? Moonstar, I see you over there. We got Mary A in the world of kick.
They over there
Yes, yeah,
kicking
yeah.
it. They kicking it.
Is it Jadivio or Gadivio? I'm not quite sure, but welcome. Welcome, family. Oh, we got our number one girl over there, our moderator, Cadillac. Shout out to the Jaguar Wright Growing Kit crew. Awesome, awesome. Welcome to the subscribers, indeed. Yay! We got Jace over there, True Seeker Jace over there, kicking it, kicking it. Hey, Dr. Jacko, how are you? Good evening. Katie, good to see you. Mary A, I see y'all over there talking and getting your hellos in. Mayat says, getting ready to go kick it with the okay. You love kick. A lot of people like kick. They really do. They like it over there.
Well, I think that's gonna be the option in a minute because the way YouTube changed their rules to get into the partnership program, a lot of
Mm,
people the alternative will be Kick. Kick is gonna be like the new YouTube. No offense, because
mm.
at once upon a time anybody could just get onto YouTube, but now they about to cut off. They about to shut that down.
Huh.
But
And MJ, thank you so much for the jewels. Appreciate you. Kick rarely has. Wait a minute. Jace was saying Kick rarely has glitches. Ah, see, your notifications finally came through to let you know. Okay, okay.
yeah, we're trying out some stuff.
Brandon talking about ain't that a kick in the head? Well, I mean the truth is YouTube. I think because of that big loss, that meta loss for that
Yeah,
lawsuit.
yeah,
Um, Platforms like YouTube are next on the chopping block.
yeah.
And if Meta can get slammed, then so can YouTube. And YouTube, the revenue be revenuing. And I'm sure they don't want to have to part ways. And I think Meta is still trying to find a way to get out of that, right? Like they're not even trying to
I'm
pay.
I'm sure they,
So,
yeah, obviously. But
so
a lot of things are changing. If you want, I mean, we could even speak on that in the future, or not even in the future, just before we get started, because I'm getting word about a lot of changes of the way these social media organizations are going to start monetizing.
Mm.
Okay, for
Mm.
whatever reason, we got. Let me just reduce your background noise.
What happened?
No, no, no. I was just hearing. I don't know if maybe it's on your end, but regardless to what, I'm hearing some stuff. Do y'all hear anything like as far as like a humming in the background or like white noise? Let me know. I just want to make sure I'm not bugging.
Stretched and learned says I'm too old school and technology illiterate to be downloading new apps. You know what? I'm gonna tell you something right now, Stretch.
Mm,
No, you not. No, you not. But I can understand it though. It's like the truth is there are so many apps now, and
yeah.
people's like cache on their phones are probably like all kinds of cluttered with all kinds of things.
Yeah.
Okay, Jason's saying no white noise over there, over in the
Okay.
Kickland.
Okay. All right. Nah. Okay. Good looking out, Jace. Good looking out, Dr. Jacko. Appreciate y'all. You know, we got much respect for the regulars, the subs.
Appreciate everybody that's a part of our community. Wait a minute. Mary says, come on, Stretch. No one worse than Miss Mary, LOL. Yeah, no. Wait, look, Cadillac. Cadillac coming through with the Jaguar.
Oh yeah, I gotta put some more. In fact, like some of them, some of them like iconic ass clips of you on the blue couch. I think I'm gonna turn some of them into gifts if you don't mind.
I don't mind. Wait a minute, Jace. Oh, Jace got the
Yeah,
active. The
that's the
Jaguar
jack.
getting
Yeah, that's yeah.
active.
Uh-huh.
Oh my goodness. You know, I'm gonna look at that phrase so much differently. Like listening to Krishan Rock as Blueface if he wants her to get active.
You don't know what that means?
Oh, I know what that means.
In what context are they talking about though?
I think she was talking about
Talking about what? It cut out.
she wanted to lay hands. She wanted to throw hands.
Yeah, domestic violence.
DV, yeah. That's what she was talking about. Getting active. I'm like, what is wrong with these kids? I don't understand these kids. Like, it's just, I remember people who went buck wild when I was younger. I used to hang around a lot of buck wild people. I used to hang around, some real riffraff when I was a kid. Quilla also concurs. That's fabulous. No, but seriously though, and yes, Stacy, Shabbat Shalom. Um, oh, Archangel Michael, we got you. So yeah, and I mean, don't forget, we got wrenches over here too, so we're not wrenchless. Appreciate you. So yeah, no, just like I'm watching it now, and I see it when it comes to like young people, social media, this whole streaming thing. Um, like especially with the whole like the Krishan thing. Like I don't think people she's spiraling. And I think they're setting her up for a big fall
Mhm.
because at this point in time, she literally turns on that camera to become a problem because of how much money she's making doing it.
Mhm.
And my thing is for all of this money that they're making streaming, it doesn't show.
Mm. I'm sure there's others that are eating off of it, but yeah,
It doesn't show. Like I'm trying to understand what's the whole purpose and the nature of it all. Like they go shopping and they do stuff like that or whatever the case may be. I don't know. Maybe it's just their behavior that makes everything look so cheap.
they do hood rat shit with their hood rat friends.
Like did they literally stage an ambush on a baby shower and then a fight and then the girl goes into labor just to announce the baby? Like they were
Yeah,
there there was a lot of stuff going on. Like
yeah, it's
the
wild.
girl was sitting on camera drinking castor oil talking about I'm trying to make this baby come out, and now they had another baby, but I think there needs to be another DNA test because allegedly she was sleeping with somebody at the same time she got pregnant.
Uh,
He
that
just got
yeah,
home from jail. Like it's just this is this is what they call this is what they call entertainment.
yeah. You don't need all my children no more. I told you, you got all my ninjas. They
But
they
it's
really no, they really turn people's. The problem is this: 'cause I was out and about, and I'm sitting here looking at a lot of these youngsters. They think this is the way it is as far as like 100% live streaming. I just see regular kids out here just IRL streaming like nonstop.
yeah.
Like, I mean, I could see doing it for, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes or something. No, they're just nonstop. They're getting in lifts and Ubers
24
and
hours a day.
yeah,
Yeah.
they're just yeah.
It's once upon a time privacy used to be respected. Privacy was something that people looked for. Now it's like that short that I showed you of this dude sitting there dancing for the police while they're searching his vehicle. And he just jigging. Exactly, exactly my eye. Computer red, computer red. It's
Mhm.
it's like I don't understand this world. I don't. But this is what it is. The thing that I have the biggest problem with is that they have a bunch of people who are scripting this stuff and doing all of this crazy stuff and getting away with it. But the other people that are following them, they're not going to get away with it. Like you got a bunch of girls who are watching Krishan do the stuff that she's doing, and they think they're going to get the same result. And they're
They're
not.
gonna
They're going to go to jail.
they're gonna follow in her footsteps, and then yeah, you're gonna have a lot more these little kids, the girls, kids being taken away and put in foster care.
Like, what is this Jason saying? I miss the days where people didn't publicize everything, and I miss when people had self-respect in class. I listen to me. I know it. Well, but that's the thing. Degeneracy. People have always kind of treated it like entertainment to a certain extent, but now it's lewd and it's vile. Like, we had our weirdos on television.
Mm, mm.
I mean, when you think of Archie Bunker and Fred Sanford, they were the same character.
Yeah, just one was black, one was white. Yeah.
Exactly. And then that escalated, right? We got Al Bundy, right? And
Love Al Bundy.
then, huh?
I said love Al Bundy. Shout out to Ed O'Neill.
I know, but he was Al Bundy.
I know.
And
And you know, a black man wrote that. So that's the funny thing about it. A black man wrote that.
yeah, yeah, they were acting. But see, that's the thing. A lot of these like heavy streamers, they're acting too.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
This is just the next level of reality TV, because the truth is reality TV ain't what it once used to be either. Nobody's really interested in reality TV or like that. The franchises that they have that are up and that are running, they're legacy franchises. They're just holding on because they're holding on. Once upon a time, Love and Hip Hop had what, four or five different franchises
Hmm.
operating
Different
simultaneously, and now
spinoffs.
they're
Yeah.
they're down to one
Yeah.
for the most part. And
Well,
they're just interfacing and what?
it's you're talking the talk, and I didn't want to cut you because I know, well, I know somebody made a comment about, me cutting in or whatever, and all I gotta say is, you shut your mugging mouth ass up. But you're talking about something that I wanted to touch up on before we get into the wrap up, because you're right. You remember back in the day. Let's go way back. Real World. Real
That
World was
part.
the first reality show, and it was so
Mhm.
like crazy. It was, think about what it spawned off. What did it do, even for like our generation? Even though I couldn't see myself even back then like being filmed all the time, but MTV brought that. They made it like that's the thing. Now you fast forward to Big Brother, which was way crazy, and even Survivor. I remember that dropped maybe 10 years or so after that, and then you just had this reality show. Like TV was, if you didn't have a reality show in Hollywood, you were not getting picked up. Right now,
Right.
nobody's really watching TV no more. Now, this is some news that I got. It's not confirmed, but it's YouTube is considering like giving multi-million dollar exclusivity deals to content creators. See, this is why I was talking about creating that other option that I was saying, Jag, but we'll talk about that later. But I told you YouTube is doing, they doing something. This ain't out yet, but it's Bloomberg. They reported that YouTube, they approached a few major channels within the YouTube sphere for direct funding in exchange for releasing program on YouTube first and keeping it off Netflix for a defined period. So
Hmm.
some reported discussions involved payments in the millions. YouTube has not announced an application process yet, but the eligibility, or the credit, the criteria, well, we'll know. I don't know. That's why I was telling you, with the Jaguar Wright show, like, so this is where YouTube is going. I'm telling you. So back in the day, it used to be uh, the real world type, the reality show. Now people, it's almost like, and not to sound disgusting, but let's just talk about corn, right? Let me keep it a buck. I guess the trend that it used to be produced, it used to be certain, like people have these different n- niches, whatever that they're gonna watch, couples watch, what I don't know. And since the internet and since it's like, the way it is now, porn. preferences have changed. People want to see more of just regular people amateur, right?
Yeah.
So the same thing is going on with the TV situation. Um, yeah, of course, in real life little stream is cool, and reality show, but people started to figure out a lot of these reality shows are scripted. I didn't know Cheaters was was fake. Like Cheaters was scripted. I just got some
Yeah.
information about that. Like, yeah, Cheaters. I thought, oh, this was really. I mean, when
No.
you think about it now, no, all that stuff was fake. Yeah, it makes sense. Like, shows like Change a Heart back in the day. Those were not real
Do
couples.
you
That was
know how
scripted.
many episodes of Cheaters happened in Oak Cliff in Dallas? Like most of that was Dallas.
Mm,
Yeah. Most of Cheaters was done in Dallas. It was so funny because I'll never forget the first day that I went to went to the Winco in Duncanville because I was living in DeSoto. So I go over to and I was like, hold up, this is where this Cheaters episode was.
hmm.
Didn't even realize. Yeah, they was buck wild, and I ran into a couple of people and said that they were, recruiting people, all of that stuff,
Yeah,
just
yeah,
fake, fake.
yeah. And people are, I guess, people's, just like you said, they're not allowed to spin off so Love and Hip Hop anymore. So people's appetite has changed. So the whole Krishan
It's
Rock,
cheaper.
like you just
It's so
mentioned.
much cheaper. It's so much cheaper. It's cheaper production,
Oh yeah,
cheaper production value.
yeah.
You just tell people to, we gonna do this, we gonna do that. But I mean, that's kind of like what they do on YouTube. You got people
And
on YouTube that are scripting so-called fake beefs
scenarios,
and scenarios and
storyline.
relationships. Yeah, that's why oh, you don't know such and such a storyline. That's why, for me it was like totally offensive. Like, no, this was my real life. This shit was happening to my real life. This wasn't some storyline. I wasn't a part of it. This wasn't, no, no.
Well,
And that's what
we're
makes
gonna
it
get
so dangerous. No, but that's what
and
makes it so dangerous. Because if you add just a few bad actors with who are working with certain things, you can loop real life people into these staged events. I mean, look, I mean, we're actually watching like we're watching a lot of that play out in real life. Look at Keefe D.
yeah,
So yeah, when we get to talking about the trial, that's
yeah.
whew,
We're gonna get yeah. And you said that I thought about Mo 3 because his stuff is coming up, and
mm-hmm.
I finally saw the video, a little bit of it, and it did look like it was almost like maybe they were trying to do something for a film. You see what I'm saying? Like, if I really wanted to get somebody, because I remember the Tubi explosion thing happened and Detroit lit it up. This was when it first really kind of got it popping. They were doing I saw Cash Doll in this film, and like Tubi had it popping, and Detroit it was basically like uh, Gollywood, Hollywood, Nollywood for the hood, and
Mm-hmm.
you easily, because the way Detroit is, the certain parts, a lot of abandoned buildings and stuff, you can film all over there. And imagine wanting to get an enemy, like somebody that you want to kind of set up, and oh yeah, yeah, we got this film production, woo woo woo. We're gonna be filming this little low budget, woo woo. Just come on through. And that's what the Mo 3 thing kind of sounded or looked like to me. It looked like maybe they were filming something, but obviously they wasn't filming nothing, but because you didn't see no cameraman. But at the same time, it's like it just didn't look real. It looked surreal. It looked like, wait, what's going on? This dude just hops out the car and it's like go to the trunk. It was weird.
Yeah. See, that's the funny thing. It's I don't think people realize that they used entertainment to trick Mo 3 into cooperating in the plot for his demise. Like a lot of people still aren't even acknowledging that. He was in the middle of shooting a movie, and
Right.
allegedly he was hit up and said, "Hey, we have another scene that we're shooting. We need you to be a part of this action sequence for the movie before we completely wrap." And because they were still in technical, technically they were still in production,
Hmm.
everything that he was doing made him an employee, so that guaranteed and justified the insurance policy that they had on his life.
Yeah. Yeah.
People really need
Yeah.
to go back and look at that footage. They need to go back and
Yeah.
look at that footage. That man,
Uh,
that man literally did not realize until he got hit that it was a hit.
crazy. It's crazy.
Very crazy. Very crazy. It's interesting that you say Brandon Lee, because
Mm.
there's somebody who would swear on they firstborn that that wasn't a setup. And it's so funny because when I just think about the way that whole thing happened in Oxnard, that was interesting. That was super
Hmm.
duper duper interesting. Just his reaction.
Hmm.
And it was funny because I didn't say anything. I said, it reminded me, hearing about all of this with Mo 3 reminded me about Brandon Lee, and instantly, oh, no, 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 that was real. That was real. That happened. That was real. It was supposed to be. And I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah,
Well,
I didn't
that
say
just goes to show that lets you know that there are something about certain people that just have that they got to be loyal to Hollywood, even though they claim to be someone that's a whistleblower outside of Hollywood. But no, if you just quick to jump up and try to you know validate yeah, something's up. So yeah, but
I
shout out to
know.
him though. We ain't gonna say his name.
It's you were shocked when Yellow Beezy got arrested. I wasn't. I wasn't. There was someone once upon a time. Oh, I won't even say once upon a time. It was my second ex-husband and people around them that worked so hard to try to convince me that Yellow Beezy didn't have anything to do with it. Oh, they worked so hard to try to convince me. And then I started looking at how things were shaking out, and I was like, oh, okay. Who y'all working an agenda for?
Mhm.
And then, that's when I had to take into consideration that they had a family member that used to work for Rock Nation. And Yellow Beezy was Rock Nation.
Mm.
So yeah, just, oh. Wait a minute. Ace says, don't forget David Carradine of Kill Bill and Bruce Lee. They passed away the same way. Bruce Lee passed away from autoerotic asphyxiation?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
That would be crazy.
Mr. Carradine passed away um, choking his chicken while choking his neck. That was so bizarre.
That was very, yeah, very.
That was so bizarre. But it happens. I've had I've been forced to witness something like that happening. Not
Okay.
personally in the flesh, but just the after effects.
Mm.
Yeah, long story.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Well, the dominatrix, the world of domination, the SMBD world, it's a, it can go left real fast, real fast. So let's get started.
Okay.
Let's get started. It's been a very interesting week. It's been a very, very, very Bruce Carradine. Okay. Are we starting here? I guess we can start here.
You, I mean, you let me know, in all honesty. This is like the biggest thing that didn't happen. So I figured, this is where we would go first because honestly,
Sure.
there's a lot of other stuff, but obviously this is the biggest thing. And yeah, shout out, he said Keefe D is a funny old man. Keefe D looked like he looked well not Conway. West Side no, is it West Side Gun? He looked like one of them fools from Griselda, but a old version from Griselda.
Okay. Cause see, I'm just double checking because it was Bruce Carradine. I wanted to make sure I ain't tripping. No, I'm looking.
Okay. Well, Jag, remember
Yeah, because he was at the Swiss
you you
Hotel in
you
Bangkok.
this
Yeah.
is
No,
this
I'm
is
just
th-
double checking because I
no, I
wanted to
know,
make sure.
but this is what happens. This is why I was trying to. I didn't say anything about that person who made that comment. But this is what I'm talking about. As a producer, what has to happen? Stuff has to stay on topic. Not no
I
offense
am
to
staying
you,
on
Jag. No,
topic.
I know you are. I know you are. But I'm saying the chat will get to doing other stuff, and then we got to just kind of like reset. But
No, I
so it's
just
no big
wanted to
deal.
make sure that I was correct on my facts and that I wasn't off about David Carradine dying, you know, the way he passed away. That's all. I was just
Understood.
checking. But we can get to this. So I don't know, guys. What do you think? How are you guys feeling about this trial so far? Actually, let's get interactive. Let's take a poll. Put a one in the chat if you've been keeping up with what's going on with the Keefe D trial for the unalivement of Tupac Shakur. Put a two in the chat if you haven't really been paying attention. One in the chat if you've been paying attention. Two in the chat if you haven't. Okay. One for the most part. One, two. Okay. It seems like 50-50. Just kind of looking. It's kind of looking like 50-50. Okay. Okay. Really interesting. Hmm. Okay. So it's looking like 50-50. All right. Well, with all of that being said, then we should probably do a recap before we get into, you know, talking about the our opinions on what we believe is going on. For those of you who know, the trial started officially this week. Now, we have testimony. We've had how many witnesses so far? It's been what, like almost 10?
Has it been 10? I thought it was maybe like 17.
It's been more. Okay. So they've had a lot of people testifying right off the bat. And if I'm correct, this is the prosecution went first.
Yes.
These are all witnesses of the prosecution. So we've had Mob James, and Mob James was, I guess, muscle,
Yeah.
wouldn't you say,
Yeah.
for
And
death row?
I stand corrected. 18 witnesses so far.
Okay. Yeah, see, I've missed a few. There have been so many. That's a lot of witnesses in the first week. And I think they got a lot more to go, don't they?
I believe so.
Like it's a ridiculous amount of witnesses. Um, the witnesses that I've gotten a chance to really, because I'm taking my time going through the testimony. I'm not watching full day streams of court proceedings. If I were in the courtroom, that would be something different. But to just be sitting at home watching it, and I know that there are some people that are streaming it, co-streaming it, sharing streams from other networks and stuff like that, and that's fine if that's what you want to do. I want to pay attention to the testimony from key people. So I don't know. There's been some irrelevant testimony, like the guy who took the picture, that last picture of Pac and Suge Knight before the incident happened down Flamingo and Cobalt. I really, I didn't understand the purpose of his testimony, other than the fact that he snapped that picture, he bumped into them, he was there for the fight. He saw them in the street. He said, "Hey, Tupac," because he was a fan. Um, he had loose association because he sold cars in L.A. and I guess he sold some cars to the people from Death Row. Uh, he was following behind them on the way to the club because they were doing an after party for the Mike Tyson fight, to which they never made it to. Uh, and for whatever reason, it was a bunch of bike cops. Now that I thought was interesting, that he said it was a bunch of bike cops that flooded to the scene. And I'm like, okay. So then they let him go. And then they came back and, well, he said they let him go from the scene after the incident happened. And he went back to the hotel to go gamble. And then the cop that, I guess, questioned him on the scene to get to the bottom of whether or not he was a part of it or in any way, shape, or form, or why he was there, came back to get him and bring him back. And he rode in a cop car that time. So I'm just like, I don't know. It's something about his testimony. And then that's when he told them that he had taken a picture. And then they asked him for the film, and then he gave them the film, and then they took it, and then they gave him back his negative. Like, I'm still trying to understand what was so crucial about that testimony.
There was
Like, exactly.
nothing. My bad. I was
Oh,
basically just going to say there was nothing really super groundbreaking so far with this case this week, but I wanted to just get your take on this situation with Keefe D's proffer. I was very shocked to
oh
hear
yeah.
the proffer deal, and they played a lot. They played something that, remember, Suge said this: if you solve Tupac's unalignment, you're going to solve Biggie's, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Suge Knight said that. I said that.
yeah, you did. Now,
Yep.
Keefe D said in an interview that this is part of his proffer interview. I'm going to play it. You can tell me to
You wanna know
pause
what's
whenever you
interesting?
want.
I told everybody that Keefe D had a proffer deal. I told
Hmm.
everybody that he was a federal informant, and everybody told me I was lying. And yeah, okay.
Yeah, no, he said in the proffer situation, the deal, that there was some situations that happened with some women that tried to set Biggie up. It's very interesting. You want to let me run this
Well,
real
let's
quick
take a
if you don't
listen.
mind.
Yeah.
Okay, are those the two girls that were in the
Yeah.
live party that night?
Yeah.
And what are their names?
And go squeeze
Right here.
DJ Quick by the balls. I'm serious. He getting this shit up quick.
Answer the question.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Those two girls, did you see
What's
that?
their name?
What are their names?
Michelle and Joel
Yeah, and those were the two girls that you talked about
at the
being
party.
in the live party that night and,
Yeah.
and getting close to
Yeah.
Puffy and Biggie,
All
is
that.
that right?
All that. Yeah. It was one to set that shit up.
For sure. Now you know that from being there, or you know that from
That's
having
the
Being
been
difference.
here, dog.
Okay.
I'm not telling you, dog.
Did you get any other insight on that from anybody else, or Keefe D? People
We know
told
the
you.
streets, dog.
So you're just saying from that alone.
He said he watched
They was out of place.
there.
They shouldn't have been there in the first place.
They from Death Row, so
Yeah, they
he
ain't
said
got
when
no
we seen
business
them,
there.
it was odd.
Then boom, the fire marshals come.
We decided to go out to the party because we felt it was a private party. It wasn't like we were trying to be out and being seen all over the place. We were trying to go out and go there because it was a private party. So the night of the party, we went there and we basically sat at the table all night. And a lot of people were coming and giving us positive greetings. And everybody at the party was just having a good time and dancing. And we were sitting there just talking all night and just listening to everybody else's music and listening to our own records and feeling a sense of proudness hearing a record and just seeing all the people dance to your music, because that's why we got into this. And so as time progressed, the party had got too crowded and the fire marshals had shut the party down. And so Biggie had a broken leg at the time, so it took us a while to get out. So we finally walked out because he was walking with a cane.
Yeah.
And we got out, so we stood outside for like 5 minutes and we just talked for a little bit, just about regular things that we talk about, nothing really with Billy. He talked about his album a little bit and just talked to me. We were just talking about things that two guys talk about, you know what I'm saying? About the party, girls, whatever. And then we got into the cars. We just said it's time to leave.
Fire marshal was down there. The Big P and Sporty from Great Street was down there. And I went down there to check on him. Then the fire marshal said they was going to close the place. Drugs was out there. It was ready, dog.
We're gonna get into all that another time, man. But that's some stuff we got to touch on too.
Yeah.
Mm. Mm.
Diddy's name keeps popping up in this trial. And
Yeah.
it's funny. There's so many people who want to constantly keep insisting that Diddy didn't have anything to do with it, yet his name keeps coming up. And it's been coming up for almost 30 years.
Yeah.
Is that some kind of coincidence? And yet nobody wants to believe that he has anything to do with it. And it is what it is. I mean, personally, in my opinion, Keefe D was locked up before Diddy even got arrested.
Yeah.
Keefe D was locked up before Diddy's houses even got raided.
Uh-huh.
Like,
I
it's
mean, are you
almost as if when you look at it now,
yeah.
like they got him locked up and out of the way so that none of any of this would be, used against Diddy or could be used against Diddy while they were busy trying to clean up the narrative for his trial.
Mm. If you
Or am I tripping?
no, you, and that's what I was about to say. Think about it. If you juxtapose, let's say if these trials were both going on at the same time, because like you say, he got locked up in 2023. He
Yep.
got, and then Diddy 2024. You really think about it, when the way justice work. I mean, it is what it is. But those cases could have theoretically been going on at the same time, and if all this stuff had been out, they wouldn't have been able to deny the RICO
I know.
because even like we'll get deeper into what he said about Zip. That was Diddy's buddy, and um, I think even Gene Deal was saying that Keefe D was in Harlem. I have personal knowledge of Biggie being in Compton late '96, and I know I'm not tripping. So it's like you could connect Puffy into a lot of this, and in what he just said about, you know, at the end of the vibe party and stuff like that.
Hmm.
If this case would have came out first, Diddy definitely would have had to have he would have got those RICO charges on him for sure, easily.
Period. How long? Hmm. Because honestly, what it's starting to look like to me is that the Cassie lawsuit was put in motion intentionally. Because Cassie's lawsuit came out right after, well, not right after, but not long after Keefe D got arrested. There's a whole lot more working than I think people want to admit. It's starting to make you wonder, where did they get that videotape from of Diddy and
Mm,
Cassie?
mm,
And it's crazy because who knows if we'll ever be able to figure it out because the reporter that brought it forward passed away the day after she aired it. Welcome. Welcome, Keita.
how convenient. Check this out, Jag. See, and thank yeah, Keita Terrell. Appreciate you becoming a member. Um, Look, how convenient. Like I said, if y'all don't know, I did a live and I mentioned a book. It's called The War, the FBI War on Tupac Shakur and Other Black Leaders. And we, we'll touch up on it a little bit here. If you want to go deep, I'll take it out to the woods because we could go there with the conversation. Now, the feds know everything, y'all. I ain't gonna say everything because
Hmm. Why
I'll just
not?
say, well, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I know some people. Secret Service was looking for them, and anyway, um, but shout out to the Secret Service because uh, there's some good people that work there, and they're thorough. They're thorough. But
Yeah,
I'll
they
say it like this. Well, they got to be thorough. You know what I'm saying? Because it's
yeah,
federal. It's federal. So
yeah.
Secret Service and FBI, they're not the same, but they're the same, I would say. And in today's age, though, it's easy to get whatever information you need to get from anybody, and that is why Peter Thiel, Palantir, y'all look this up. It's look, it's heavy, and I don't want to get too deep, but I'm gonna go there tomorrow for sure. I'm Jag. I know you're gonna join me, but they know. So if this Diddy situation was already in play, right? And I think Bubble Lip, when it comes to like the informant side of the game, he's probably a little bit more closer to the source than Diddy was because I think Bubble Lip knew this was coming.
Well, I told you I believed he knew it was coming. They were already working. I mean,
Yeah.
let's just be clear. All of these people, and let me say this, and I'm going to say it out loud and I'm going to say it for the record. Anybody who thinks that all of these so called hip hop, officials, these big lip, small peen, you know, loud and out of control rappers and so-called business moguls and all that, anybody who thinks that any of these people are not cooperating with the authorities actively and willingly, you be crazy not to believe that. Some of them just work a little bit closer than others. I mean, you got to look at, as you would say, Bubble Lip Sean.
Mhm.
Look at who his in-house is. Desiree has a full relationship with the
Exactly.
United States government.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
So, it's yeah.
It's so people already
This
knew.
trial, go ahead.
No, no, no. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying this trial, it's just part 2. It's just part 2. In my opinion, I think this trial is going to be part 2 of the cover up. Now,
Yeah.
unless they're
Yeah.
going to use this trial to be able to bury Diddy completely, this is going to be making sure that don't nobody ask no more questions about anything that's attached to what happened from that time. Like, it just feels like they're trying to wrap it up, shut up all the windows and shut up all the doors, and make sure nobody goes back to look at what actually happened. Like, how many more big stories do we have from that time that, the questions have been looming around and people have been looking for answers? We don't have too many more, do we? It's this,
No.
Biggie and Tupac.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think the only other one would be Aaliyah.
Yeah.
What else? Is there anything else?
Let me see. Let me go ahead. I mean, Pimp C.
Pimp C, yeah.
Um, Pimp C for sure. Let me see. Let me go down the list. I mean, we could even throw proof in there, but that's a whole that I don't think people really, because
Or Left
what I
Eye.
Left Eye too, but that's a whole no, that's a whole nother can of worms.
I think that's why they're so busy trying to find a way to take all of this and to try to create like a narrative that this is just gang culture gone, wrong. This is like they're really doing their best to show that there's no government collusion in all of this.
They're trying. They're trying. I'm over here though. I'm letting it. Well, like I said, my
How
voice
many
ain't as
snitches
powerful.
did they have? How many snitches did they have on the stand this week?
Out of the 18,
Yeah,
maybe what 90% maybe.
like everybody was cooperating with the police. Why? The last time I went and I grabbed audio of somebody talking about that meeting that happened for what they plan to do with hip hop. Do you remember what happened the last time I tried to play it? It shut down all the audio.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The audio just disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
So we're not going to bother to play it now. We not.
No, but we
Not
can
on
hint
YouTube.
around us. Not on YouTube. Not of course. No.
Okay. let's figure out how to have this conversation without completely and totally jeopardizing this stream. How do we define week one of this trial? Because honestly, with all the testimony that they had, though some of it's been interesting, and yes, the proffer tapes and all of that stuff, yes, very illuminating. But is it really leading to anything? Or is it just becoming very misleading?
Well, here we are with just week one.
I
My
know.
question is this. Here we are now. They've already kind of put it out there. Diddy and Von Zip's relationship.
Yeah.
Let the people know who Von Zip is.
Well, if I remember correctly, Von Zip is their gang connection from the East Coast, from New York. This
Yeah.
was someone who was attached to the Bloods, correct? Or to the Crips?
Actually,
No, to the
no, to the
Crips.
Crips. He was
To the
he had
Crips.
ties with I think some people from maybe 30s, I believe, which is in LA.
Hmm.
And then he had ties to some folks from Compton Crip. Now Diddy is, like I said, he's in and out, name drop through this like whole little case. And there's a LAPD detective. I have the paperwork right here,
Yeah.
and I actually have him on the trial when he's speaking about Keefe D telling him the details of Pac's unalivement and that P. Diddy or Puffy was supposed to pay uh, him for the unalivement through Zip. I mean, this one's a nice little 4 minute. This is one of the guys that you say, you say he was one of the testimonies. Who's a snitch? Well, he's a former LAPD detective. He's the guy. I don't know. Just let me know whenever you want me to run it. I will. But the thing
Well,
is,
we can run it. Let's listen as soon as we
yeah,
can.
the thing is this. You've already. I mean, you've been hitting the nail on the head on a lot of things, and the point that's being made here with Diddy and his connection, like
Hmm.
being in and out of this. Now, it was also said in the proffer situation with uh, Keefe D speaking that Suge put $100,000 on his head, on Keefe D's head, and five, I
Hmm.
believe, five other Southside Compton Crip guys, and he put $5,000 on like some random guys or whatever. So
Right.
yeah, criminal organization, criminal enterprise all throughout, right? I mean, if you got money, what they say, power corrupts, absolutely. Power corrupts, right? You know what I'm saying? If you got your little
Yeah.
money and you think you can get away with stuff, and
Absolute power
you
corrupts absolutely.
there you go. You and you get these cats. You get a guy like Suge from Compton. You get a person like Diddy from New York, Harlem. Get them a little bit of power. It just ooh. Now I'm not saying it's all them, and they
It
they
can't
there
be
was
all
some
them.
help. There was
It
some
can't
help,
be all.
right?
Yeah.
There was some help, and that's what I really want to just drive home, and that's pretty much really what it is.
Somebody got mad in the comments on one of our last conversations regarding some of this, saying that, oh yeah, Jag lost me when she said that Suge wasn't no boss like that. And I'm like, I don't think people really get it. I don't think people really understand. There are people, just like we were talking about, and that's part of the reason why I started out with, you know, these in real life streams and, you know, all of these social media agendas, and these fake lives that are being promoted as real. I think people don't understand that this ain't nothing new, that this has been going on.
Hmm.
Just like the East Coast, West Coast so called hip hop war that was staged. Everyone knows it
Yeah.
was fake. Everyone in the industry who was around, who had any close proximity to any of this, knew it was all fake. No different than that stuff that you see at Zeus. No different than that stuff that you saw on Love and Hip Hop. No different than that stuff that you saw on The Real World on MTV. All of these things have been orchestrated for what? To get the energy up in
Mm,
society,
mm, mm,
to get people involved, to get people invested. It sold
mhm,
magazines, it sold
mhm,
mixtapes, it sold tickets, it, all of it. Yes, yes, Mary A. It was all a psyop.
mm.
So, if it was all a psyop, let's look at the two people, the two figureheads that they chose to run this play, Diddy and Suge. If they're sitting there cosplaying gangster, how could you possibly think that their authority was real
Right.
when they all had hip hop police officers working with them? What was his name? The guy Derek that just passed away. The hip
The hip
hop
hop
cop
cop.
in New York who was there to help clean up things. When Natanya Rubin got injured in her face, that awful night at Club New York with Shine and J Lo, there was a police officer there. You got Reggie Wright, who's legacy police, working at Death Row. And a staged war.
Mm. But peep the play.
Hmm.
LAPD, Vegas PD, and who's the other? Compton Police. If
All
you if you
involved.
if you thought Southside Crips ran Southside Compton, you got to be out your mind. The real gang, I mean, police department, Compton PD, and they had to be disbanded. They ran Southside Compton. They knew everything.
Hmm.
LAPD, y'all saw Training Day. Rafael Perez, look him up. That's who Lonzo from Training Day was fashioned after.
Yeah.
And then you got the other guy, David Mack, who was LAPD. That's why when you said what you said, Jag, and they were like, "Oh, she lost me." Yeah, because you're a goofy, or you're just a lost sheep. It's
Or maybe
bigger.
you're somebody that knows that I'm telling the truth and you're trying to dissuade people from listening to me in the comments.
Yeah, but the thing is like you stated in so many words, it's bigger than just these rap ninjas. Here's
Yeah.
the officer that took the trial, that took the stand on the trial this week. We can
Okay.
play a little bit of this.
Mr. Davis's version of events as it relates to what happened with Tupac Shakur.
Mr. Davis stated that his nephew, Mr. Orlando Anderson, was jumped and beat up in a club or in a hotel in Las Vegas after the Tyson fight. He came and told Mr. Davis what happened. Um, they went looking for Tupac, Suge, anybody who was involved, basically, in the beatdown of Mr. Anderson. And they couldn't find him at first, and then they saw him, and basically, Mr. Davis had the gun at first, but they came up on the passenger side of Suge Knight and Mr. Shakur's vehicle, so he couldn't shoot across the driver. So he handed the gun to Dre in the back seat, Andre Smith. He was afraid to shoot. Mr. Anderson grabbed the gun and shot across Mr. Smith into Mr. Knight's car that Mr. Tupac Shakur was in with Mr. Knight.
And did he tell you what kind of vehicle he was in?
Look at him shaking his head.
Did he tell you what kind of gun was used?
A 40 cal.
Mm.
After receiving this information in March of 2009, does the task force sign Mr. Davis up as a confidential informant?
Yes.
And once you sign him up as a confidential informant, what is it that you want to do with Mr. Davis?
Figure out ways to see if he's telling the truth about his story about what happened.
So what do?
Mr. Davis had a narcotics friend in New York by the name of Dequan Williams, Zip.
Mm.
He said he could. This is a lot deeper than that. Sean Puffy Combs was supposed to have given money to Zip Martin to give to Mr. Davis for payment of the Tupac murder.
Mm. Pause.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So again, if you had a former LAPD officer speaking like this in a state trial, let's just say if this trial was going on at the same time when Diddy's trial was going on at the same, like, how messed up would that have been? Like,
Or if this trial had happened before Diddy's trial and all of
yeah,
these things had been said, it would have totally made it impossible for them to skate by that Rico.
exactly. But see, y'all, the, it's deep. The web is deep. So again,
No, but look at how all of this was orchestrated.
yeah,
Look at how
yeah,
all of this was orchestrated. They held up all of the victims who had legitimate cases that could have proved traffic to the king.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Little Rod's case still on ice. Anna Kane's case still on ice. And Anna Kane was also a minor. You got this case where Diddy's name is all over it. People are saying, police officers are sitting there saying this. And all of this stuff was tied to what? Music industry foolishness with companies and money. All of this stuff. That's Rico.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
they held this trial up on purpose. Now
And
tell me something. If the feds are the ones that put on Diddy's case, ah, I
and the stuff that we know in the backdrop about other things, and then don't forget, Jonathan's Hayes situation, and it's a reason why stuff that's going on in LA. Like, look, y'all, let my man finish up. He got a few more minutes. We ain't got to see the whole thing, but
go on ahead.
Fast forward, we go to Mr. Davis. He says he can rekindle that relationship with Mr. Zip Martin and get him to talk about the money that was given from Sean Puffy Combs to Mr. Martin that never got to Mr. Davis.
You brought up the fact that Mr. Davis said basically Sean Puffy Combs solicited the murder of Suge and Tupac during the course of that conversation.
Yeah.
Did he tell you where that conversation occurred?
It's a deli called Greenblatt's, still there on Sunset in Hollywood in Los Angeles.
If he never provides that portion of the information, what jurisdiction would LA have to be investigating a homicide that occurred in Las Vegas? None. So it was that piece of information which provided LAPD jurisdiction to even be looking at this murder.
You could say that.
When you were talking to Mr. Davis and he's telling you what he's telling you, did you have reason to doubt his version of events as it relates to the homicide itself.
I didn't think Mr. Davis was lying because he put the gun in his nephew's hand. And if anybody knows anything from what I hear, Mr. Orlando Anderson was the man besides Keefe D in that neighborhood. He was the prince, and his family loved him. I didn't think that Mr. Davis would put the gun in his own nephew's hand, dead or alive, and put that smut on him unless it was true. The person that killed Tupac, well, in the neighborhood, he's a hero. In the world, he's a villain. So I didn't think Mr. Davis, me personally, would do that unless it was true with his own nephew, because I know he loved his nephew. They all loved Orlando.
So again, when we're dealing with this case, the burden of proof is on the state to just prove that Keefe D, had something to do with. He didn't have to pull the trigger, and they just got to prove that he has something to do with assisting with the unalivement. And with that, what that officer just said was very damning and damaging to Keefe D's case, or his innocence, right? Because Keefe D's lawyer, he was initially saying like, you can't even prove that Keefe D was in Las Vegas at the time, but Keefe D admitted it on the tapes with the proffer, on the proffer
Mm-hmm.
situation, and then now we got Zip and Diddy's name being brought up into this, and Zip has passed on, right? So
Yeah. Zip is gone.
uh, Zip is gone, and
We have a
yeah,
super
Diddy.
here.
Go
Hmm.
ahead.
No, go ahead, finish your statement and then we'll get to it. I just wanted to
No, I
remind
was
you
I
before
was
we
gonna say the only thing that I was gonna say again before we get to the super chat, just tell me, is Diddy next? Because if
Hmm.
you ask me, I think just off week one, the state can rest their case. Somebody said that in the chat. I was dying. Just off of Keefe D's proper testimony and all that. Like, dude just told on himself. But you got these former LAPD officers coming in saying what they're saying. It looks like Keefe D will be found guilty, and if that's the case, is Diddy next? I think Diddy should be next because man,
MJ Passer Play. Thank you for the super chat. Says, do you think Assistant U.S. Attorney Andrew Hayden, unalived, well, his demise on August 18th, found unalived in his office, has anything to do with this case or Diddy? That's a great question.
who is U.S. Attorney Hayden? I gotta look that up.
Well, we don't have to dilly dally with it. Let's let's get you informed now.
They say he was found unalived inside a downtown San Diego federal building.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, San Diego. Okay, let me see. Looking at some stuff right now. This is very interesting. See, and again, this is why I don't know why this lady was getting on my head about certain stuff, but this is
It
why
said it.
certain
The
things are
report said
produced.
he took.
So
It said that he took his own life, and it was stated that no foul play is suspected.
hmm,
I mean,
what
we could go
cases?
down that bag. We could go down that
I'm gonna
trick. We
go
could
look it
go
up
down that
later.
trick bag.
this is new to me, but I got to look up and see who he.
What cases he actually worked on,
Yeah,
and if he
that's it.
had any direct connection. Is it possible? I think anything's possible. I
Yeah, he's
think
a,
there's a
a
lot of
Navy
people that would do a lot of things to
Navy
keep certain
veteran.
narratives from, you know,
Yeah.
making it to the forefront. I well, now of course it's saying that Andrew Hayden had no professional or direct connection to the federal criminal case against music mogul Sean Diddy Combs. But I don't know.
Well,
Hayden
I'll
worked
look
as a
into it.
federal prosecutor in the Southern District of California, while, of course, the criminal prosecution of Combs was handled by the U.S. Attorney's Office, Southern District, New York. But who knows?
I'm gonna look into it. Well, good looking out for that. I'll definitely look into it. Yeah, Jag. When before we ideally when we talk about certain topics, I would rather you get like a wrap up before we mention the super chat. But that was a good one. But we could have. I really could have looked at that, and I'm still gonna look into it because that was an interest I didn't know about that. And that happened what, Wednesday, Thursday,
August 8th.
Tuesday? Yeah, Tuesday. Yeah, that's wow. And that was day two of the trial.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it could all be absolute coincidence,
Yeah, could be.
or maybe there could be more to it. What I do know is I'm going to throw myself out there and say that we're either witnessing one of two things: the ultimate lineup of Sean Diddy Combs to get rid of him and sit him down for a very long time, or the cover up, the official final cover up of what actually happened to Tupac Shakur. But in my opinion, I don't think Keefe D is going to make it out of this okay. I don't.
If we really want to keep it a buck, because y'all should look into the situation that goes on that's going on in Detroit, because that's still going on, Jack. And
I
the
know.
connections to Puffy, the connections to Diddy, y'all. And he see, look, when they went ahead and went in there and got all of that footage, because the thing is this, y'all. I always said they went and did that raid. What was that raid on paper? What was it for?
In my opinion, that raid was to make sure that the government was in control of whatever evidence he had been collecting
Exactly,
over the
because
course of the past 30 years, no different than they did with Jeffrey E.
yeah, same thing. Because that's what Diddy's job was, in my opinion, was to get stuff on people. You get you in some compromising positions, get it on film. That job wasn't to recover; it was to see who they need to scrub out, and
Yeah,
then
and what they
don't get
needed
it.
to cover up.
Yeah,
What they needed to cover up. That's what it's all about. And I don't think people understand how this game works. A lot of times, when victims come forward and share their stories, the government is encouraging them to do so so they know what to protect, not what to defend.
yeah. It's a game of CYA. Um, if you look at
Always.
if you look at that prosecutor in Detroit, if you look at what happened to Jonathan Hay, which I'll get deeper into that myself because now I'm just starting to put two and two together as far as like, oh, okay, I see what's going on here. And then this officer, that the former LAPD officer, what he was saying, um, like,
You could tell by the look of his face that he knows more. You can
yeah,
tell by the look on his face that he's trying his hardest not to say too much because he doesn't
exactly,
want to open up the door for the defense to be able to have a leg in on this conversation and do some damage
exactly,
control. You can
exactly.
tell.
He's he's being very tight-lipped on saying he's saying what he needs to say. That's why they're throwing Puffy under the bus
Hmm.
because they've been knew all this information. They've been knew it. That's why I was saying like they've been knew all this stuff has been out for like when law enforcement like the thing is there's no statute of limitation when it comes to murking,
Unalivement,
unalive.
yeah.
So I get it, but the thing is who else did this? Who else? I mean, well, number one, Puffy hurt a lot of people, you know, and the Tanya Rubin, Cassie, Kim Porter allegedly, right? Like, Puffy hurt a lot of people. I think something like this with being tied to the Biggie and Pac situation.
This is about the system.
Yeah,
Using all of these people makes it look so much more colorful. But this is really about the system.
yeah, you're right.
But we'll see. Could be wrong. But for week one, I'm curious to see what week two is going to look like.
Well, they're saying because I'm getting. I mean, I have some. I was looking at the source, and they were talking about Pac's sister clarifying the Pow Pow incident near the Keefe D trial because that was a whole thing that
Yeah, I
happened.
know.
But we can talk
I
about that another
nobody,
time.
nobody really talked about that though. Like that happened, and I don't really think anybody really talked about that. I don't know.
Yeah, there was a Pow Powing at
I
the.
know. Right
Do
outside,
we
like
want to
right
talk
around
about
the
it or what's up? Do we want to talk about it or no? Because I got it right here.
fuck it, let's talk about it.
All right, go ahead. I'm gonna pull it up, and this is
Well, I
the
mean,
Source magazine.
let's see what the reports say. Now, I can't really read what that says there, but
Read the
I can't see it, so
okay. You
it's
can't
okay.
see the give me one second. Apologies because I was just gonna say
So,
why tripping. Look, go ahead and read the
well, hold on. I'm gonna have to pull it from another place.
okay.
Sorry
Well, don't
about that.
trip. I'll go ahead and read it. I was basically just trying to
No, it's okay. I can
I got
grab
it.
it
I
right
got it.
here.
Okay. Tupac's sister clarifies Las Vegas gunfire incident near Keefe trial. So Tupac's sister is Set Shakur. She basically said that the gunfire incident that happened near the courthouse where Keefe D is standing trial in connection to her brother's unalivement, right? So she released a statement. I'll show that statement. stressing that the incident had nothing to do with Tupac or the ongoing trial. She called out media outlets to continue, to keep covering the case responsibly and accurately as the family seeks justice for Tupac's life and legacy. So, yeah, there was a police response. It was around Tuesday, 1 p.m.,
I'm
500
sitting here
block of
now.
Center
Yeah,
Boulevard.
I can see it now. I was able to pull it up. So it says here
So
continue.
dispatchers received the reports for shots fired nearby the Starbucks. I know where that Starbucks is. It's literally
So do
around the
I.
corner. Yeah.
According
And
to
it's
the KLAS officers, reportedly found no victim. The incident occurred just blocks from the courthouse and around the same time. Members of Tupac's family were away from the building for lunch. While the reported gunfire drew attention. Oh, goodness. I'm sorry. See, look, they always be hating. Where did that come from?
um so there's a whole lot of craziness that happens on over there on that side of the street. Let me just keep it a buck.
No, I know it's
So you're
Vegas.
talking about downtown Las Vegas, and then there's like, well, there's not a whole lot of homeless people over there, but there's like some kind of homeless. It's some stuff that goes on over there. If you go a little further east, it's really hood, but it's not as bad. But it's bad over there, right over there by the courthouse and right by that Starbucks. Yeah,
I mean, the truth is I don't think it had anything to do with anything. Or maybe it was just something to create a distraction because the question is who was testifying on that day?
yeah. Well, we'll look into that. But and the thing is this: you got police stations right there. You got police
No.
command centers right there. It's crazy, huh?
And don't
What?
nobody give a shit.
You
Which is
just
why I'm
busted?
saying it could be absolutely nothing or I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Nobody's talking about it. Not even the news. I don't remember seeing anything popped up when I was looking through the feeds and I was checking the news
Well,
regarding it. Yeah,
I
it
saw
was.
something and I thought it was like a joke, or and this was Tuesday evening, because
Yeah.
I have been following this case. I've been listening and I've been paying attention. And I saw this, but I didn't really pay it too much attention because I'm thinking, nah, this is not real. This is a joke. It's got to be. But said she made a statement, and here it is right here.
I mean, she also said that she ain't expecting her or the family ain't expecting to get no justice for Pac.
I mean, well, hey, she's just keeping it a buck. I hear her. I understand what she's saying, and I think they understand what's really going on with this whole case and the gravity of it.
Do they?
I think so. I think
Do they
so.
being represented by Quinn Emanuel?
I would have told Quinn Emanuel to kick rocks, but I think they understand, and we could talk about it, you know, later. I think they understand though.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know. I ain't gonna call it too early and say that the fix is in completely. I would have to see something. I would have to see something else.
Yeah.
They would have to show me something else.
I
But
mean,
it ain't looking too kosher.
mm-mm. I
And it's
was
funny
gonna.
looking at all the other content creators and people keep trying to make a story out of this and make a story out of that
Hmm. Hmm.
and I understand that everyone is looking for a big viral moment. There's so much stuff going on right now. Little Dirk's trial is happening right now.
Hmm.
Mo three's trial is happening right now. Like there's a
Yeah.
lot going on.
It
So I
might
guess
have it might have something to do with this new moon, and we just had the solstice. It's a lot of energy. Yeah.
speaking of energy, Tory Lanez, new court filing.
Hold on. Yeah. Yeah. Give me 1 second. Yeah, you lead the way. How come this thing ain't coming up? But yeah.
Now, it was just barely a month ago, Tory Lanez had his legal team had filed a federal lawsuit regarding what happened to him while in custody and him being injured and his life being threatened the way that it was while he's been serving his sentence for a crime that he insists he did not commit.
Hmm.
And in all honesty, I believe him, but that's just my opinion. Now, the feds have said that they're ignoring the case. It's not appropriate. They have nothing to do with it. And if I'm correct, he's done another filing. Uh, Mr. Peterson, you know, I wasn't the biggest fan of him before this situation. But to see what he's had to go through and to see how he keeps standing tall, his project that he just released, have you heard it?
You know what? No, I haven't. I heard his dope. I heard about it.
I need to take a listen. Indeed, justice for Tory Lanez. So there's been a new filing because I think he was instructed that he had to file it against the state, correct? And so
Yeah.
instead they've now filed it against the actual prison system.
Yeah.
$100 million, correct?
Correct.
Well, I don't know how that's going to go, but I'm hoping that I'm hoping he wins something. I hope he wins something. I keep him in my prayers and I keep his family in my prayers because what's happening to him is it's just really kind of disgusting. So here we have the documents for the lawsuit, guys.
Yeah. Courtesy of X account document teams. Said he did not. They allowed this attack to go on for a minute. This is, and here are the damages, and what he's saying.
That's a
A
long
minute. I mean, a long. That's a
response.
long time. 30 seconds is a long time for a fight, but that's pretty. But to be incarcerated and they just allowed it to happen, and he got poked up
Over
viciously.
10 times. It was like 14, 15 times, something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like all of the cameras, someone sitting there watching.
This was sanctioned, if you ask me, in my opinion.
Well, it was the first day of Diddy's trial.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people forget that. The first day of Diddy's trial in May 2025, this happened to Tory Lanez. But yeah, that's just, I don't know. To me, it sounds like the officers, they took a beat and gave whoever was working them, they gave them some time to work.
Yeah.
So he's now filed this lawsuit again against the prison system, and I'm really hoping that I'm hoping that someone acknowledges this because this is just wrong. Is anyone talking about this?
No, I'm not
No?
hearing anything
Yeah,
about this
nobody.
from no one else.
Nobody's talking about it.
I mean, it's it's typical because everyone, especially people in hip hop, so-called quote unquote hip hop media, they're scared. They're scared to speak on it. But
That was the whole purpose of suing Milagro. That was the whole purpose of that. To
yeah,
make sure that anybody in media knows you stand by him, you stand up for him, you make this content and we're gonna come after you. And it's worked because the truth is ever since she lost to Megan, who really covers anything regarding Tory Lanez anymore? Nobody.
just no, nobody. You
Not
and we're
even
going to talk about
Milagro.
exactly. We're going to talk about other cases that don't get covered that's tied to the rock. We're going to go there.
Hmm.
But this situation, let me just get a breakdown. First Amendment complaint by Tory Lanez over the May 2025 prison stabbing. He's seeking 100 million in compensatory damages. So he filed this on August 19, 2026. Daystar Peterson's, professionally known as Tory Lanez, filed an amended lawsuit in the U.S. District Court of Central District, California.
Mm-hmm.
The California Department of Corrections and the rehabilitation is no longer named as defendants. Instead, Peterson's now suing Thomas Valdez, the warden of the California Correctional Institution, along
Okay.
with Dole correctional officers 1 through 50, whose identities he says will determine through discovery. The amended complaint contains 7 causes of action. I ran through the 27 pages. Eighth Amendment, failure to protect. 14th Amendment, deliberate indifference, negligence,
Mm-hmm.
negligent supervision and or training, intentional infliction of emotional distress,
Deep.
violation of privacy right, and conversion. Peterson continues to allege prison officials failed to protect him before he was attacked by the inmate Santino Casillo on May 12, 2025. According to
And
the
they still,
complaint,
yeah, go ahead.
go ahead, go ahead.
I was gonna say, and they still really haven't said whether or not his attacker has been charged.
Right. What happened to him? Did he get placed in the hole? They didn't say anything.
No,
But he was,
with what he did, he should have been forced to have to go back to court again. He should have been forced to have to take more time. But then again, he already is it what isn't he doing life or something?
well, that's what I was going to get into. Well, the guy, they said Peterson was stabbed approximately 16 times. So he suffered 2 collapsed lungs and permanent scarring. Wow. And had to be airlifted to a hospital in critical condition. Peterson alleges officials improperly housed him near Casio, despite Casio's documented history of violent conduct and failure to adequately supervise the area. They failed to adequately supervise the area. He further alleges the attack lasted approximately 1 minute before correctional staff intervened. But the amendment lawsuit now goes beyond the stabbing itself. Peterson alleges that while he was hospitalized, correctional officers seized 2 personal songbooks containing original unpublished lyrics, along with written hand notes concerning communications with his attorney. Peterson claims the material was never returned and that he was never provided an inventory or receipt documenting the seizure. He is now asserting both a privacy claim and a conversion claim over those materials, and is asking the court to order their immediate return. Um, there's a lot more, but that's pretty much. I mean, that's crazy. The song they took his song. That is
Yeah.
wow.
No, it's not wild. That's right on par because someone paid to make sure that his spirit is broken.
Yeah,
Someone paid to make sure that he looks broken amongst those inmates so people can report out to the real world. Oh yeah, 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 he's down bad. Like that that's what this is all about.
yeah.
He had the audacity to live, so they're going to make sure that he suffers. Amen, Jacqueline Nickerson. The creator does know all. I'm just
Hmm.
and that's happening in the midst of all of this.
Yeah, yeah.
Huh. You know, there's so many young black men that are just our black men are just taking a real they're taking a beating this year on so many different levels. We got Carmelo Anthony's hearings going on. Now, the good thing is that hearing that nobody was talking about, indeed, cat, God did say no. The good thing is that Judge Roach has been removed from the case. He's had to be recused, so that's good. But right now they're in the middle of doing the hearings for whether or not Carmelo should be granted a new trial. And what's wild is, I was sitting with Auntie Leah, and salute to Auntie Leah, kicking it with Auntie Leah over there, one of our moderators here, and family to the community and channel. Um, so she did, a watch party live where, she was waiting for the updates. And they were saying some things. And they started releasing like really negative things. Talking about he had text messages, stuff that they hid away from the jury and that they hid away from the court proceedings. There were some really troubling text messages that he had in his phone. Um, s- you know, Stuff that was based around violence and, him potentially, imagining doing harm to someone. Uh, and the way they were trying to make it sound, they were trying to make it sound as though this was his state of mind leading up to the incident with the Metcalf boy. But that wasn't true. They come to find out that what actually happened was is those text messages were from years before. Now, if that wasn't bad enough, his ex-girlfriend, who was cousins with Eddie, who was the one who invited him into the tent, which led to the altercation. His ex-girlfriend has now come forward. And it's so interesting because while we were going through the trial earlier this year, she was still calling herself his girlfriend.
Yeah,
She was still posting on social media. I remember when I said something to you about it, and I'm like, oh, he has a Mexican girlfriend.
yeah,
I wonder how her family feels about her being with him. You remember I said that to you.
hmm
And she was posting up, to people, please don't give up on him. Don't give up on Mello. He's a good person. Whoop de whoop de woo. Well, now just a few months later, all of a sudden, they're not together. They had broken up, and he's stalking her. He broke up with her, but he's stalking her. And he's a very unhinged person. Like, okay, so why did y'all, why didn't this come up before? Why now? When it's looking like he might actually get a new trial. Now all of a sudden, you're not posting positive things about him anymore. No, he's crazy. He's stalking you. They got these text messages talking about him licking, blued off of sharp objects after he hurt some people. Like, there's a lot of stuff going on. But in the midst of all of that, the truth is also coming out about the Metcalf boy.
Mm.
And apparently, the Metcalf twins have a habit of, saying racially inappropriate things. They got busted for putting up graffiti, saying KKK, take out all the black people. They're very comfortable with using the N word with the hard ER. Apparently, they've been thrown off of teams for violent behavior. They even injured a girl at school. Like I think it was Hunter that beat up a girl.
Mm.
Might have broken her arm. Like, are you kidding me? Yeah, that 12-month probation they had to go on for their racist graffiti. So there's a lot going on with these kids who were painted out to be innocent and decent, and they were attacked by this crazy, like, it's a, so yeah, I don't think they came to any determination yet. There might be more testimony, but maybe we'll get an answer on Monday on whether or not Carmelo Anthony's going to get a new trial. But I think he deserves a new trial.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they need to take everything into consideration. Like, at this point in time, it doesn't matter what people find negative or not negative. I think people need to have an accurate picture of what all of this looks like. And I think it's time that they start questioning Cousin Eddie. And I believe Cousin Eddie is finally going to be put under the spotlight, because he's the one that actually brought all of these people together. He was under the tent. If nobody that wasn't a part of the team wasn't allowed to be under the tent, then Cousin Eddie knew that. Why did he invite Carmelo?
Hmm.
He invited Carmelo, and then it said that after Carmelo got under the tent, that the Metcalf boys were alerted that Carmelo was under the tent. Why would they need to be alerted to come to the tent? It's
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
he needs a new trial. He needs a new trial. And I can understand why Nancy Grace is so gung-ho on wanting to get to the bottom of what happened to Nolan Wells, so she don't have to eat crow for every lie that she sat there and propagated and promoted regarding Carmelo Anthony. Cousin Eddie got a whole lot of splaining to do. Whole lot
Hmm.
of splaining to do. Austin nor Hunter, neither one of them are angels. Far from it. But that's the world that we live in. People paint narratives, and whoever gets to social media first and gets something going, that's usually who's running the conversation, at least for a while. So we
Well,
had that going on this week.
side note, I appreciate you even bringing this topic up because a lot of people are just kind of, and yeah, shout out to Auntie Leah. They are just kind of glossing past a lot of like quote unquote old stories because this is old to them now. Everybody jumped on Nolan Wells and everybody forgot about this situation. There's a pastor who's basically, I think he has some stuff there. He's talking about, the world is going to judge. I mean, God's going to judge the world by how the world treats black men. Of course, you can include black women in that as well, right? But you know, the least protected, that the very least protected are these black boys, these black men for the most part in this country. And Malcolm X said it, the least protected is a black woman, and to a degree, but if a certain woman decide to, get up with the courts and, op up, she's good. You understand what I'm saying? There's
Yeah.
really no justice. You really don't get no justice for these young men, and they're going to be the first ones because I'm gonna tell y'all this, and we'll get deeper into it down the line. The way this world economy is going, and the way they've already got the super surveillance state popping, they are going to be putting a lot of people in jail. They're going to start with they already did with the immigrants. They've already been doing black men. They're going to do a like mass extermination, and then eventually it'll be you. If you're not white, you're not right. And yeah, but that's a whole nother conversation. But shout out to you for bringing that up. And then, like I said, the pastor who's talking about um, the world, God's going to judge the world by how he treats the black men for the most part. And I'm doing something, a book about just, I, it's kind of crazy, but it ain't. It's how wild is this? Africa, those people who sold the people into slavery, those elite, they sold a bunch of people into slavery, and then um, those same people who they sold those people to, those people took those people, dominated them. I mean, made a bunch of money off of them, came back and dominated and took all their resources.
Yeah.
The reason why I'm even saying all that is because cause and effect, y'all. Like even the little stuff that you do, try to be kind to people, everybody. Like I'm not big on the race shit. Just be kind to people. Just be kind. Quit being mean. Quit being assholes. Quit being bitches. Try to be kind
Yeah.
to motherfuckers. I'm sorry
I
for
agree.
cussing.
No, it's okay. It's just in the midst of you saying that, I'm sitting here looking at, you know, something that kind of caught me off guard earlier today, and I wasn't sure if it was real,
Mm,
because after everything that you've said, we have to all take into consideration that we don't know how long we're going to be here. We don't know how much time we have here on this earth.
mhm,
Every day is a gift.
mhm.
You don't have to be here. And um, the world has just lost another really impactful star, Michael Wright, who played Eddie Kane Jr. in the Five Heartbeats.
No, you
Passed
bullshitting.
away. Yeah, he passed away today. I had heard it earlier, but I thought somebody was just
Wow.
like, I thought people were just passing around stuff, but I'm sitting here looking at this, yeah.
Man, rest in peace. It's funny they were doing a damn meme because they used his five heartbeats, you know, performance to make fun of the Joe versus um who was the versus? It was versus Joe versus who? Slips my mind. Joe and Donnell Jones.
Yeah, I know. We have to discuss that because last night I was discussing it on the live, the impromptu that I did last night.
Hmm.
Yeah, but it's saying here American actor Michael Wright has passed away at age 70 and confirmed, I'm sorry, as confirmed by his family on August 21st, 2026. The cause and circumstances of his passing have not been disclosed, and his family has requested privacy. I'm not surprised at that at all.
Hmm.
Yeah. Ooh. I mean, he had a really, really, really tumultuous life. I remember Michael Wright. He was brilliant at everything he did. He was an amazing actor. He was also a very, very, very committed method actor. And I mean, he had his ups and his downs. You know, he was in the same movie with my Uncle Daddy with John Canada Terrell. So yeah, he had a way. He had a way with getting through a performance, and he had a way to just. He was an awesome actor, and that's all I got
Yeah.
to say about that.
Rest in peace. It's sad.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm looking at it. They say allhiphop.com. Michael Wright has died. Man.
from Five Heartbeats to Sugar Hill to his time on Oz, he's done some really awesome work. He's done some really awesome work. You don't forget actors like him. Well, our next conversation,
Yeah.
moving right along.
Where you want to go with it? Who you want to? We just pretty much got, you know, two more, but
Well, I'm sorry, that just kind of took
yeah,
the out of me, but let's push on. We were Who's on the docket?
who do
There
you want
is
to? It's the Kanye or well, left Kanye and Wack 100, and of course we mentioned we were gonna bring up the other topic. I forget exactly who that was, but um, whichever one you want to go. Which I guess the Wack
well,
100 should have just some whack shit.
I
So
mean, yeah, I mean, usually when it comes to whack, it's a short conversation, isn't it?
yeah, because that ninja is whack. Whack,
And he's also very short.
whack, pay your tax. Whack, you pay your tax.
I just
Whack
find it
said,
funny. He's always running around trying to expose somebody, but when it comes to the very, very, very pathetic details of his own life, he seems to miss those conversations. He never talks about himself with all of the stuff he has going on, whether it's his divorce or whether it's liens on property or, or him
yeah.
being mentioned as a CI against someone who he pretended to
Mm-hmm.
be a friend to, like Big U.
Mm-hmm.
And now he has
Mm-hmm.
this tax thing going on.
Yeah, he owes over $500,000. This is what that girl Henny is saying. California hits Wack with a tax lien, non-payment of taxes from 2019, 2021, and 2022. See, God don't like ugly. He did all of that uh,
Hiding
sheltering,
assets
hiding assets for
on
gain.
behalf of gain, yeah, so he didn't
Yeah,
have to pay his victim.
God don't like ugly, y'all.
Well, that's whack.
That's some whack shit. And
That's his life.
I
God bless.
mean, whack 100.
God bless him. God bless him. May
I
he
guess
rot
I guess that's why he
in
was trying to
tax
pull that
hell.
play. I guess that's why he was trying to pull that play with that he bitch, and trying to get
So
some money off that because he was trying to have people run with that story so he could sue him. Maybe that's what he
yeah,
was trying to do, is pay this tax lien.
who knows? Or maybe that's part of the reason why he allegedly had Ray J try to go along with that whole rain bet fight with Super High Fire.
Hmm.
Maybe that was part of the reason too.
Yeah. See,
It, I'm
not to
just
cut you,
like him.
you are bringing up a lot of good stuff because now that I'm thinking about all these CIs and snitches and all that, I wouldn't be surprised if hmm, I'm just gonna say I wouldn't be surprised.
Hmm.
Hmm.
And you go from that to the other side of whackness. How whack is it that Kanye West is still heading all around the world, selling out shows in minutes, and no one is acknowledging it? No one. Why is that? I'm trying to
Can't
figure that out.
you ain't supposed to outshine the master. That's why. The master warlock.
Kanye
But
has been selling out shows all summer long. He even sold out the shows that they canceled after he sold them out. And he said,
right. So he did two Russian stadium shows as the cheapest tickets sold out within an hour. This is what's going on. And yeah, here it is right here. Kanye, he's now on back. So he has back-to-back stadium shows planned for St. Petersburg this fall. And yeah, prices started at 9,000 rubles, which is about $106, and climbed to 160. So damn, it went up to about $2,000. Wow, okay. And he sold them out. He said he booked 2 nights. Oh, okay.
good for him.
Yeah,
Good
I'm
for
not
him.
mad at him. I'm not mad at him. That's how you do it.
Yeah. But this is what I'm saying. Like, that's the problem that I have with media and social media. The things that we really don't need to be hearing about are always getting pushed to the front. And the things that people should be acknowledging, we're missing.
Yeah.
Every step of the way. What's going on with that face there? That face there is giving. I did not take my medication today.
Leave Ye alone. Leave Ye alone.
It's true. Like that.
He kind of he looks like he took like he farted, but then he
Where is Harley
accidentally shit it.
Pasternak?
He looked like he sharted, like, oh shit. Like he looks like he realized that he fucked up when he sharted. I'm sorry.
That's what he looks like.
And to me, that's what it looked like.
I don't know. Maybe that's how he looked at his wife when she came outside in a baggy sweatsuit. I'm still trying to understand their relationship. I don't get it.
Some things you shouldn't try to understand.
I,
Like
you're right. You're right.
some things it's kind of like, okay, well, shit.
It's,
For real.
it's just like, yeah. I mean, yeah. You're right. You're right. Thanks for
Sometimes
the
it's like
truth, BB.
it's really not sure. Let God handle that.
God ain't paying that no attention. God got better things to pay mine than him and his half naked wife.
Or Northwest. She
Uh,
they said she was complaining that Kim Kardashian, her mama, is what basically mm, uh cutting her allowance down to 10,000 a month or something. I was like, damn, shit.
to
All right.
10,000 a month.
Shit, can Kim Kardashian adopt me?
Why why does a child need $10,000 a month?
I mean, yeah.
What child needs $10,000 a month? But see, you know what? It's these these Hollywood kids, right? Wait, somebody said tell her to donate to the GoFundMe, right? Look, y'all look, y'all know there's nothing left to talk about. Whoa, oh, ooh, yeah. Look, it's giving grab the jet. It's giving yeah.
Hmm.
Oh goodness. 10K. Well, why would you give a kid 10K a month? Ah. I'm just sitting here and I'm thinking about her and I'm thinking about the rest of these Hollywood kids. And it just brings me right back to Hayden Panettiere. Um, Panettiere. I hate that because everyone's been messing up a name.
Yeah. And I was guilty of it. Sorry.
Panettiere. People, they're just saying all kinds of things. Listen to me. I was happy that they canceled Northwest tour as well. Um, but just I've been doing a little bit more research. Like I know you've been having you on the trial, and the truth is ever since she passed away, I've been just going through every little bit of everything
Hmm.
that I can find because I'm still kind of pissed off on the fact that I totally missed her book coming out. I totally missed
Hmm.
her conversation, um, and her outcry, because essentially that's what she was doing.
Yeah.
And just the nature of listening to her relationship with her mom. Uh, she's literally been working in Hollywood since she was a baby, since she was 11 months old. Her talking about how she just had to do what she was told, right? She had to do what
Yeah.
she was told, and she had to do what she was told, and how she was groomed to be the perfect actress, and she was just sitting there explaining how her mother trained her to be able to cry on command, and how people just and she said how that messed with her psychologically and just and I'm thinking about her story and what's happened to her, you know, listening to stories about her postpartum depression, listening to stories about her alcoholism, listening to her tell stories about how when she was 15 years old, whatever representative that her parents hired was giving her happy pills. She she was introduced to taking pharmaceuticals by people that were put around her when she was 15 years old. And I'm just sitting there thinking about the pictures and stuff that I see of Northwest, you know? Thinking about Northwest in Paris this summer during Fashion Week, dad's on the road, mom's running behind her new boyfriend, and she's out there being ogled by grown men. And it's just making me wonder, like, oh, listen to me. The mom, who was also an actress at one time, was definitely trying to live vicariously. But the thing is if her mother was an actress, her mother knew exactly what she was getting her daughter into. Just like Kim Kardashian knows exactly what she's getting her daughter into. And it makes me sick because it just makes me think about all of the times I sat on social media and I shared how unfair this is for all of these kids and what these kids have to see and what these kids have to go through. And it's like if you just sit there and you listen to everything that Hayden had to say, it's a corroboration of everything that I've been speaking up against and speaking out against for years. It just, I, yeah. It's been a shitty week. Let's just
I
be
mean,
honest.
the way you said that. Oh man.
Two celebrities passed away this week. Two more celebrities, should I say.
Mhm.
But to sit there and listen to Gayle King say, oh, poor Hayden, she lost her way. Bitch, I wish you would lose your way. I wish somebody lose you in a yacht.
Hmm.
I, like, how do you say that? How do you say she lost her way? You don't know what happened to her. It's still under investigation, but you say she lost your way. She always got so much to say. This fake astronaut. But the one thing for sure, she's definitely a space cadet.
Hmm.
I'm gonna get my hands on that book. And it's been a terrible week. It really has. It really has. So yeah, my final thoughts for our weekend wrap up is that I think the rest of this year is going to be I think it's going to be a shit show. I think it's going to be challenging, and I think a lot more terrible things are on deck and will be coming to us very soon. Um, I think we're about to figure out exactly how far the industry is willing to go to protect their nasty little secrets. Because Hayden, she spoke up as bravely as she possibly could. I don't blame her for not naming names. It's just sad because she didn't even name names. And within 90 days, she was gone. She didn't even name names. She was gone.
Yeah, there's three young girls, three young women who are gone now.
David Chase. Ain't nobody talking about that no more either.
Mm-mm.
Dude said that he was gonna post sex tapes, the so-called boyfriend that she was living in an RV with, and then the next thing you know, everything got quiet. It's all of these young people, they're in their 30s. They're young. So much life. So much life left to live. Whew. Like, I don't know how anyone could listen to her story and not see the harm and the danger in the entertainment industry. I just, she's a lifer. I guess we all just ought to be grateful that that the Olsen twins is still around. You know what
Mm.
I mean? Like,
Well, barely.
they don't like, oh
They look
goodness,
like
paperweights.
yeah.
Her relationship with Klitschko was also interesting. But let's not forget yet. Well, Drew Barrymore, she's more like my generation. She hanging on in there, but I remember her story. I remember reading about her in People magazine, coming out of rehab at 13. Like,
Mm.
but hey, she's got a talk show now. She speaks very proper, and you know. But I send my condolences to somebody said the Bonesons, not the Olsons, but the Bonesons. Yeah,
Ah,
a mess. A mess. Let's just remember that Hayden has a little girl who's about 11 years old. I couldn't believe they actually had an AI video of Rihanna. They AI'd Rihanna talking about paying for Hayden's funeral and making sure her 7-year-old daughter's going to be there. The girl
AI,
is
that
11.
shit.
The girl
They're
is
pathetic.
11. They did the same thing with Snoop when Rob Bass died. They did the exact same video. That's what this channel does. Does these fake AI videos of celebrities talking about they're gonna pay for this and they're gonna pay for that and they're gonna do this, like, and people show up. People show up. Video had like 100,000 views, 10,000 likes, and they sitting there liking AI.
Mm.
My God, I can't. I can't. But yeah. Um, guys, take care of yourselves. It's been the weekend wrap up. I'm not gonna lie, the whole confirmation on Michael Wright,
Yeah, I got you.
that really just did it for me. Why you gonna say the Bones and Twins? I'm done. Y'all done started it. Y'all done started it now. Y'all done came up with a whole new name for them poor little toothpicks.
The Bonesons. That is fucking hilarious.
I'm gonna tell you something right now. If they ever run out of money, they can rent themselves out as skeletons.
Yeah, you can toss their ass around the boneyard or the dog, and let the dogs chase them. They could be
You a mess. Leave that one alone. Leave that one wherever you tried to pick it up. Take it right
that's
back.
funny. The Bonesons.
I'm good. Poor things. What was the name of the show that they was in?
Full House.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody, if you make a joke talking about, you know, the Boneson twins, oh yeah, I'm trying to crack. Like, yeah, you gonna crack, all right.
Indeed. Ray Scuggs. Have you ever seen Sugar Hill?
Nah, you know what? That's probably something I should do this
We should
weekend.
watch
Let's
that.
sit back and watch Sugar Hill, and then on the
Yeah.
flip side, we should watch Mars Attack. You know, I think we could do it on Rumble. We can do
Mars
something on
Attack.
Rumble. I haven't seen that shit since it came out.
Are you serious?
I was working at the movie theaters when that shit
Oh
came
my
out,
goodness.
and I was visiting one of my little favorite peoples, and they were talking about some act, and I was like, "You sound like Mars Attack." It's fucking hilarious.
Lord
It
have
just brought me back
mercy.
to that time. What was that? Summer of 95, 90? No, that was 96. Had to been 96. Mars
Hmm.
Attack.
That was a mess. Jack Nicholson.
That shit was fucking funny. I thought it
Uh,
sucked when it came out, but then as you like, oh shit, they was
oh,
on some shit.
it's a great. It was great. See, for me, I appreciated it because I love Mel Brooks movies like
Uh huh.
Spaceballs.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Spaceballs awesome.
Spaceballs. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. I guess
Michael
that's what
Wright.
we'll do. Rest in peace, Michael Wright.
All right, guys, we're gonna get ready to get out of here. It's been fun. It's been interesting. But what I will say is we gonna keep on keeping on. We gonna keep on doing what we do, and we gonna see exactly how right I was at the end of this whole thing. I'm curious. Yeah, they did. They played brothers. They played brothers, and their father
Hmm.
was an addict and a wonderful piano player
Yeah, you can't
who
have a
turned their
successful
mother out.
you can't have a successful black movie unless the dad's a non-existent or a crack dealer or a pimp or turned the mama out. Yeah,
Yeah.
or crack user. How about that?
Yeah, when he brought that hot shot to their father, that was the end of their brotherly relationship.
Yeah. Mm.
That was the end of it. Man, Michael Wright is gone. That's wild. But then again, at least he got 70 years.
Yeah.
It's not the longest life, but it's damn sure far longer than a lot of these young people.
Yeah.
These young people just ain't even making it no more. Like most of them are barely living half that. Salute to him for making it to 70. Let's pray we all can do the same and beyond.
Yeah.
Well, on that note, I guess we're gonna get ready to get up out of here.
Yeah.
To everyone here, the Jaguar Wright Effect, whether you're at the show, whether you're, here at the effect, or whether you're over there just kicking it, send mad love, much love. We appreciate you. And until we meet again for the weekend wrap up, peace. And rest in peace. Rest in peace. Whoo. Michael Wright and Hayden Panettiere.